Good evening, viewers and listeners of Concerned Citizens Media. Thank you again for joining me. Today is January 18, 2022. I just start by to cover one breaking news from Ethiopia and a couple of other news. So let's start with the breaking news. Uh, the icon of Oromo revolutionary songs and the tireless fighter in the Oromos movement for freedom, justice, and equality, artist Nuho Gobana passed away today at Adama, East Shore, Ethiopia. Isin Wamti Harmen, the motherland is calling you Oromos living in the diaspora to come back home and save the motherland. Tokuma, Tokuma, unity, unity. Be one, all Oromos, in your struggle for freedom. And Alaba Oromia, the Oromo and the Oromia flag, you will not fall. You will be raised on the free land, and Oromia by the blood of Oromos are some of the well-known works of artist Nuho Gobana. He got so many revolutionary songs and cultural and all love songs. So Concerned Citizen Media express its deepest condolences on the passing of artist Nuho Gobana and wishes strength and comfort for Nuho Gobana families, friends, co-workers, and for all the fans of Nuho Gobana. Nuho, thank you so much for your valuable contribution uh, for our journey toward freedom. You will be missed forever. Rest in peace. So that is the breaking news on the passing of the Oromo iconic revolutionary song singer and a tireless fighter in the Oromos movement for freedom, justice, equality in Ethiopia. So he will be missed, and we appreciate his great contribution for Oromo movement. Credit for this one, Oromia Media Network. So before I go to the other material, I will play just a little bit from Isinwamti Harme from Nuho Gobana, so our audience will see, remember about whom I'm talking about. So this is Nuho Gobana. Okay, so that is Nuho Gobana. Uh, Passed away today at Adama, Ethiopia. So rest in peace, and appreciate his great contribution for Oromo culture, Oromo freedom movement, and Oromos struggle for justice, equality in Ethiopia. This is from the Ethiopian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's a press release on the Houthis, Yemeni Houthis drone attack happened yesterday. So Ethiopia is expressing condolence for that one. So I'll read this press release from Ethiopia Foreign Ministry. The government and the people of Ethiopia have learned with dismay the deaths and the injuries of civilians in the United Arab Emirates due to the terrorist attacks that targeted civilian establishments. Ethiopia strongly condemns this cowardly act that neither the norms of humanity nor international law could justify. The government and the people of Ethiopia express their heartfelt condolence to the families of deceased, wishing the wounded a quick recovery. Ethiopia also reaffirms its solidarity and extends its consolation to consolation to the government and the people of the United Arab Emirates at this trying incident. So that's a press release from the government of Ethiopia on the Houthis drone attack on United Arab Emirates yesterday. So the Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates already took revenge against the Houthis today, bombarded Yemeni city. So the ridiculous thing is Ethiopia is expressing dismay and expressing norms of humanity and international law. But Ethiopia is killing more than this in its own country. According to United Nations, 108 civilians killed by Abiy Ahmed by Ethiopia's air bombardment in Tigray. You think they care about, humanity? You think they care about civilians? No. This is a political message supporting United Arab Emirates for United Arab contribution for Abiy Ahmed's survival, because they give him monetary aid plus drones and whatever other investment they are having with Abiy Ahmed. That's the reason. It's not about Abiy Ahmed or Ethiopia cares about humanity or international law. It's about standing with United Arab Emirates for supporting Abiy Ahmed in the purchase of drones and other financial aid. So that is the reason. Nothing else. Nothing about international law. Nothing about humanity. This is a statement from the White House, statement by President Joe Biden on 5G agreement. There is an issue on a 5G installation around the airport. So this is a statement on the delaying of the 5G network at the airport. I want to thank Verizon and AT&T for agreeing to delay 5G development around key airports and to continue working with the Department of Transportation on safe 5G deployment at this limited set of locations. This agreement will avoid potentially devastating disruptions to passenger travel, cargo operations, and our economic recovery, while allowing more than 90% of wireless tower deployment to occur as scheduled. This agreement protects flight safety and allows aviation operations to continue without significant disruption and will bring more high-speed internet options to millions of Americans. Expanding 5G and promoting competition in internet service are critical priorities of mine, and tomorrow will be a massive step in the right direction. My team has been engaging non-stop with the wireless carriers, airlines, and aviation equipment manufacturers to chart a path forward for 5G deployment and aviation to safety coexist. And at my direction, they will continue to do so until we close the remaining gap and reach a permanent workable solution around these key airports. So that is President Joe Biden uh, statement or press release on the delayed agreement on 5G installation around the airport. U.S. Capitol Riot Committee issue subpoena to Rudy Giuliani. The congressional panel investigating last year's U.S. Capitol riot have issued a subpoena to former President Donald Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. The House of Representatives Committee demanded Mr. Giuliani and 3 others hand over documents and sit for deposition on 8 February. Mr. Giuliani traveled the U.S. after the 2020 election to promote the baseless claim that Mr. Trump had won the vote. The riot on 6 January 2021 was stoked by falsehoods about mass voter fraud. Subpoenas were issued on Tuesday to 3 other Trump associates: Gina Ellis, Mr. Giuliani assistants, who the committee says prepared memos claiming that the election could be legally overturned; Sidney Powell, a former lawyer to Mr. Trump, who claimed that a court filing would unleash a kraken of evidence, but it never materialized; Boris Epstein, a Trump campaign strategist, who the panel says held a call with Mr. Trump on the morning of the riot to discuss tactics to delay certification. Benny Thompson, the Democratic lawmaker who is leading the House Select Committee, said in a statement that all 4 aides advanced unsupported theories about election fraud, pushed effort to overturn the election results, or were in direct contact with the former president about attempts to stop the counting of electoral votes. It is not clear whether the 4 of them intend to comply with the committee. If they refuse, they could be held in a contempt of Congress and face possible criminal prosecution. The subpoena calls on Mr. Giuliani, a long-time ally of Mr. Trump, to submit a sworn testimony and provide documents. The document charged that Mr. Giuliani and Mrs. Powell urged Mr. Trump to seize voting machines around the country after being informed by the Department of Homeland Security that it had no lawful authority to do so. On the day of the riot, Mr. Giuliani addressed the crowd of Trump supporters outside the White House and called for trial by combat. Later, as the mob was storming the building, he called senators in a further effort to halt Joe Biden's certification as president. According to CNN, the panel has also obtained phone records of the former president's son, Eric Trump, and Kimberly Guilfoyle, who is engaged to another son, Donald Trump Jr. The seizure of the phone records is the first time such a legal summon has been issued to a member of the Trump family, the network reported. Credit for this one, BBC. So the investigation on January 6, 2021 on the insurrection of the Capitol Hill going on, you know it, and we follow it, and they are doing good job. This the committee investigating this, they are subpoenaing, they are calling all the witnesses. They will find something from phone record, from tweets, from personal interviews. They will find something. And calling on Mr. Giuliani and other former president aides, this is a very important step, and we will come to the conclusion. That's a very dangerous move on part of the former president to destroy the democratic process, the right of citizens in this country, the voting right, by claiming, all these fake claims. The vote was fraud, and other claims, and creating chaos, death, destruction at the Capitol Hill. That was unfair. That was unfortunate, and it is very damaging to our democratic process. So I hope they will come to credible evidence that Mr. Trump and his aides ordered that insurrection, and make them accountable for that one. So thank you. And the conflict in the north, around Tigray, around Setu Humara, Wolqayt Tagade areas, is still active. Some media is reporting TDF is getting a little bit ground, but it's a tough fight going on and not big breakthrough. But TDF is still engaged in active military with Eritreans, Amara militia, Fano, Ethiopia Defense Force. So the situation is active military activity in that area. We are watching it. When there is a breakthrough, I will report to you. Thank you, and that's all I have for today. So long.